Hello, this is Jam Master Daniel 96, and in today's video, I will be reviewing the second episode of The Mandalorian. And for those that are wondering why I'm not in my room for this video, well, it's nighttime where I'm at, and if I record a video at night, the lighting wouldn't be so great. That's why I found my basement, so this is where I found probably the better light in here. And with that out of the way, and another thing, this review will just be like how I reviewed the first episode. There'll be non-spoilers and spoilers, and definitely, so that's your spoiler warning, because definitely it will be a mix of non-spoiler and spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, click off this video just like you would the first one, and if you haven't seen the second episode yet, you can check out my review for the first episode for those who've seen it. And with that out of the way, let's get to it. Well, the second episode is titled The Child, and this takes place right after the first episode, and as where the Mandalorian and the Baby Yoda-like character are traveling through the desert, and then as they are traveling, the Mandalorian encounters these Trandoshan-like people which a Trandoshan is similar to what Bosk looks like, and then pretty much he has a run-in with those, and he protects the Baby Yoda-like character, and then that's pretty much that. Then they pretty much, it's nighttime, so they pretty much kind of have like the Mandalorian and the Yoda-like character have a little campsite, and then pretty much the Mandalorian kind of fixes his scar he got from that bit, and then he pretty much fixes his armor and all that, and then the Yoda-like character goes up to him and then kind of touches him, and then that's it. Then that's pretty much that part there. And then the next day, which is in the episode that they pretty much the Mandalorian is looking to return to his ship, and then he sees pretty much the Jawas taking all his parts of his ship, and he's not happy. That he pretty much shoots one of the Jawas and all that. And then he tries to, he chases the Jawa sandcrawler, and then, he climbs up on the sandcrawler, then, is pushing all the Jawas off, like throwing some off and all that. Then he climbs up to the top, and then the Jawas tase him, and then the Mandalorian falls off, and then the Mandalorian meets up with the character he met in the first episode, which is called Q, if I said that right. It's spelled Kuii and then an L at the end, so that's pretty much how you spell that character, that short character he meets in the first episode, which he pretty much meets up with again, and then, he thinks the Mandalorian was dead, but pretty much, the Mandalorian made it out alive with the Baby Yoda-like character from the first episode, so we have that bit out of the way. They're there, and then pretty much, like Kuii, if you ever, however you pronounce it, pretty much tells the Mandalorian that the Jawas are taking his parts and not destroying his ship, which is where the Mandalorian thinks the Jawas are destroying his ship. Then they travel across the desert in the rain, and then pretty much it's the next day where they go to meet up with the Jawas to get his parts, and then the Jawas kind of give the Mandalorian a dirty look, but when the Mandalorian had the encounter with them, and then so we have that, and then they have then pretty much they have a deal, and then the Jawas talk about an egg, so the Mandalorian and the Baby Yoda-like character go to get the egg, then they pretty much do that, and then they pretty much the Mandalorian goes in a cave, and then he encounters like a rhino-like creature, and then the big reveal is in this episode that the Baby Yoda-like character is a Force sensitive. So that's the big takeaway of this episode. And at the beginning, I gave the spoiler warning, and this is the big spoiler. The Baby Yoda-like character is a Force sensitive. But I don't think the Baby Yoda character is related to Yoda. I just think it's a Force sensitive that is of Yoda's species. And I know we had in the Phantom Menace the character Yaddle, which was like a female was the same species of Yoda. But I mean, we don't know the gender of the Baby Yoda-like character yet. But I don't think this Baby Yoda character is related to Yoda, because I mean, it's 50 years old, and Yoda wouldn't use the attachment rule because, Yoda was the Grand Master of the Jedi Order during the prequels, and Yoda wouldn't break that rule of having the attachments, and I don't think him and Yaddle hooked up, so that's that. And, Yoda wouldn't do what Anakin did, is where Anakin had the secret marriage with Padme in the prequels, and that's why I said why Yoda wouldn't do something like that, because Yoda would follow the rules of the Jedi Order. And that's why I think the Baby Yoda character is not related to Yoda. I just think it's another random Force sensitive, as I said, just another random Force sensitive of his species, and that's pretty much a little speculation there on the Baby Yoda-like character. And then with that out of the way, pretty much, in the end, the Mandalorian defeats defeats the character that looks like a rhino, and then he pretty much, kills that creature that tried to kill the Mandalorian, and then that's pretty much that, and then pretty much the Mandalorian and Q get the parts for the Mandalorian ship, the Razor's Crest, and then they fix the ship and all that. Then the Mandalorian and the Yoda-like character leave the planet, and then pretty much, in it, the Yoda-like character is sleeping in his little thing, and then the Mandalorian kind of does that to touch his little thing to see if he's alive, I guess, wake him up and all that, and then that's pretty much it, as where the Mandalorian will retrieve the Baby Yoda-like creature, and that's pretty much the episode, like the rundown of the episode, and my thoughts on it. Well, I enjoyed the second episode, just as I enjoyed the first, and 2 episodes in, I'm pretty hooked on it, and can't wait to see what the next episode will be like, and all that stuff, and definitely it's living up to my expectations, The Mandalorian, so far, and definitely loving it with 2 episodes in, and that's pretty much all I gotta say. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. May the Force be with you. Bye.